Hello friends, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon and never miss another update from Almighty Java. In this video, we are going to learn about the Spring Boot within 10 minutes of time. Within 100 lines of code, we will achieve one GET endpoint, database operation for save and find all, and at the end, we will secure the REST API. And all we will complete in less than 100 lines of code. I'm sure you are going to learn so many things from this video, so don't worry and you will not regret it after watching this video. So let's start. First, let's create the Spring Boot project using the Spring Initializer. Let's search for the Spring Initializer. Open the first link. This portal provides by Spring, so we can quickly come up with a basic configuration of the project. Change it to the dark mode because dark color is good for the eyes. Here I'm using Spring Boot version 2.4.3. Give the artifact name Spring Boot Quick Start. Now let's click on Add Dependencies. First, add Web Dependency. Now let's add DevTools, Lombok, Data JPA, and H2. Okay, we added desired dependencies. Now click on the store button. So from here, you can observe the entire project, like how the project structure looks like before click on the generate project. Let's start with the pom.xml file. So from here, you can validate the dependencies. Now let's click on the source folder. See, here is the main class. And here is the application properties file. I hope you understood. Now let's click on the close button. Before click on generate button, let's change the group also. Now let's click on generate button. The project generated and downloaded successfully. Now let's import this project. As we created the Maven project, so select the Maven option. Now select the existing Maven project. Paste the copied path. Now click on the finish. Project importing starts. Project imported successfully. Let's open the pom.xml file. Here you can see I am using Java 11. Now let's run this project. Project is failed to start because the 8080 port was already in use. So let's change the port number. Open application.properties file. Here, let's add the property like server.port and add a port number like 8081. Now let's start the server again. See, Tomcat started successfully. So here, first I am just changing the package name and the main class name. Now let's open the application class. Here, I'm not going to create any new package in class. This file only, I'm going to add the required code. So first, let's create the REST controller class. Here, class name, let's give book REST controller. Annotate this class as a REST controller. Now, let's add the entity class. Class name, let's say the book. Here, let's add two simple fields like ID and title. Add ID and generated value annotations. Add entity annotation. For generating getter and setter, add Lombok related annotations. Add no argument and all argument constructor annotations. Now let's create a book repository interface. And here stands the JPA repository interface. No need to declare any method because we are not going to write any complex logic. Inside the book REST controller class, first let's create a book repository reference variable. Initialize this variable using the book REST controller class constructor. Now let's create a method, and this method will return the list of books. And the method name, let's say find all books. And here just call find all method from the book repository. Annotate this method as to get mapping. And here the path is books. And after run, we want to store some book objects in the book table so that we can do it using the application runner bean. Let's create a method, and method return type must be application runner. And the method name, you can give any name. I am just giving run, and this method accepts one parameter, and that is book repository. Annotate this as bean. As you can see, this method returns application runner, and application runner is an interface. So let's in return create an object and override the run method. And here inside the run method, let's add some simple logic. First, let's create a list of book objects using the arrays as list method. Now iterate this list, and inside the loop, save the book using the book repository. That's it. See, it is very simple. Server started and running on 8081 port. Let's check books endpoint is working or not. See, it is not working because we added so much code, so we need to restart the server manually. Server started. Let's check now. See, it is working. Here you can see we override the run method in the older way, that means using the Java 7. Now let's see how to convert this implementation to Java 8. So comment this code. As you can see, application runner is an interface and has only one method. That means application runner is the functional interface. So we can use a lambda expression. So no need to create the object. We can directly start from the run method. As we knew, it has only one method, so no need to mention run also. Let's see how to use lambda. And instead of arrays as list method, we can use stream of method. And after that, iterate using the for each method. Again, use lambda and call the same method of the book repository. See how much code we reduced. I hope you understood this implementation. Now save the file. Server restarted. See, it is working fine. Okay, as you can see, basic implementation is done. Now let's implement Spring Security. So first, let's add Spring Security Maven dependency. As we added a new dependency, so stop the server and start again. As you can see, just I added the dependency and it enables the basic authentication. Even you can see here also login page is coming. Now let's see how to set up some username and password so the user can log in easily. So to implement Spring Security changes, let's create one more class. In the class name, let's say Security Configuration. And this class extends Web Security Configurer Adapter. Annotate this class as configuration and add one more annotation like enable web security. Let's create a method, and that method will return user details service object, and the method name is user. You can choose any name. Annotate this method as bean. As you can see, this method is returning user details service object. So there is a class that implements user details service, and that class name is in memory user details manager. So let's create an object, and here pass like collections dot singleton method, and here pass user and call with username method, and after that call password method, and then call roles method, and at the end call build method. This behavior is like the builder design pattern. Okay, so this implementation is done. Now let's restart the server. Server started. Let's check. Login using test. Oops, it is not working. It is throwing an error. Here you can see the error. So throwing error as no password encoder mapped. To handle this kind of error, need to add noob also as part of the password. Now you need to tell me what is the use of noob. Server restarted. Let's try now. See, it is working fine. Let's quickly review whatever code we added. See, with Spring Boot, coding is very simple. Code I committed that you can find under my GitHub repository. I hope you learned something from this video. That's it for this video. Please like and share this video. Subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.